I am officially holding up my hand and saying I was wrong about Snapchat. I have just started using it. I was totally hesitant to get on board, but now that I am, I 100% see the value in it. And if you're not using Snapchat yet, you're missing out on a huge opportunity to connect with your audience and to build your brand. So first, I'm going to give you a quick tutorial on how to use Snapchat, and then I'm going to give you my top 5 reasons of why you should be using it. You open up Snapchat, go to the little ghost up here. It'll show you who's added you recently, your score, your username, how to find friends with search, and also how you can find your contacts. If you click on the arrow on the bottom, that'll bring you back to the camera. So we'll do a really boring snap of my couch. There we go. And if you go once to the right, you'll find your location filters. So no matter where you are, it'll pick up on your location and it'll pull up these filters that show the city that you're in. So I'm in Vancouver, so these are the ones that I'm getting. There's also other filters with time, temperature, and lots of other things, as well as color filters too, just like on Instagram. So if you go back to just the plain screen, let's say you want to add text to your photo. You can go to the text button up here. Say you want to say hi, and then you add maybe a little emoji here. And then if you hit the text again, so it'll post just like this, but if you hit the text button again, it'll make it bigger and enlarge the emoji as well. And you can change the color of your font really easily on the side. And then on the bottom, you can download your snaps with the little arrow, and then you can set the duration of time you want your photo to last for when people view it. And you can also add doodles by tapping the pencil in the top right corner. I'm gonna add a little peace sign. Not the best artist, but you get the picture. And if you want to undo anything, you tap the little arrow at the top. And you can also manipulate your text to move it or make it bigger or smaller, as well as your emojis, by going on your screen with your fingers and stretching it out or making it smaller and rotating it with your fingers as well. So you can flip the camera here. And to do a video, you hold down this button and you have 10 seconds max to shoot your video in. So I'm going to hold it down. Currently filming a Snapchat tutorial and posting it to Snapchat, so it's kind of like Snapchat Inception, but stay tuned on my YouTube channel. The tutorial will be up on Tuesday. Okay, so it'll play back the snap now, and again, you can add text, or you can add filters. Maybe I'll do this one, and then I'll post it. So now you have the opportunity to post it to your story, or you can send it to specific contacts. If you send it to specific contacts, they can only watch it back once unless they have their replay settings enabled, and then they can watch it twice, but you'll get a notification if anybody is actually gonna watch it twice. If you post it to your story, it lasts for 24 hours. So your audience can watch that story as many times as they want over the next 24 hours. And say I want to go through somebody else's story, so let's go to The Verge. If I go to theirs, there's been an update since I shot this video, and now you don't have to hold down your thumb in order to view a photo or a video on Snapchat. All you have to do is tap to view, and you can continue to tap the screen to skip ahead through stories. To see who's actually viewed your story, hit this black bar on the bottom of your snaps and it'll come up with a list of people who have watched your story. Now we'll go back to the camera screen. On the bottom right, like I said, that's where you'll find people's stories and your own story. On the bottom left, this is where you'll see who you've been chatting with one-on-one, and you can find people to chat with within your contacts as well and send them messages. So it's like an instant messaging platform as well. If you go back to your story page on the top right, this is where you'll find the Discover portion of Snapchat. This is for publishers. So you can see all of the different news and media outlets on here. So say I tap on CNN. You'll find lots of different timely news stories in here, and they're in easily digestible formats just like the rest of Snapchat. And then you go back by just swiping to the right. Snapchat also has their own channel on Discover, and this is where they post most of their updates and news about the app. That's how to use Snapchat. Now here's why to use it. These are my top 5 reasons. Immediate attention. On any other platform, people can look at your content and go through your profile really whenever they want. But on Snapchat, they know that they have a very limited time period that they can actually see your content. So it forces your audience to pay attention in real time. My second reason is that it makes you relatable to your audience. So on Instagram, we see these highly edited visuals, and on all other platforms really too. But on Snapchat, that's not the purpose. People want to see the real, true behind-the-scenes story of your life, and they want to see you in an unedited environment. That makes you truly relatable to your audience, and it builds trust with your audience. My third reason is because your audience is already on it. You may think Snapchat skews extremely young because it's the third most popular social platform with teenagers behind Facebook and Instagram. However, think about Facebook's beginnings. It was a college kids network. Now it's known as kind of the old person's network because those college kids have grown up and they are your consumers, and that's why advertisers spend a lot of money to be on Facebook. So with Snapchat, that audience is going to grow up, and for a lot of brands, teenagers are your target market, and they're extremely active on this platform. My fourth reason is that you can post as much as you want. On other platforms, it can feel really intrusive when people post too much, and you have to be strategic about your timing. On Snapchat, there's no strategy about timing. You want to build out your story to be really interesting every single day because it only lasts for 24 hours. So people want to see what the behind the scenes of your brand is or what your life is. That's what draws them into your story. And then you can show the highlight reel on other platforms. But use Snapchat as much as you want to really engage your audience. My fifth and final reason is that e-commerce is coming to Snapchat. There's a few companies who've already figured out ways to monetize brand stories or individual stories, fashion bloggers in particular, and now that's going to only increase over the next couple of years. We've seen it happen on every other platform, and with more and more brands jumping on board on Snapchat, it's inevitable. So know that this could be an eventual sales tool for your brand as well. So you might as well start building your audience and your following now. Finally, let me answer a few of your questions about Snapchat. How is it better than Periscope, and what companies are using it well? Periscope and Snapchat are different, but they both capitalize on the real-time trend. People want their answers immediately, and they want instant gratification, and both of these platforms do that. However, Snapchat has a time limit on the content that's available, whereas Periscope, you can talk for as long as you want and have that two-way dialogue with your audience. A few of my favorite companies and individuals that you can follow on Snapchat to get ideas about how to use it for yourself: Gary Vaynerchuk, We Wore What, Taco Bell, Grubhub, and Audi are some of my favorites, so make sure you follow those accounts to get some cool tips on how to use Snapchat well. Is there a way to search for people without knowing their username? The easiest way to add somebody is to know their username, but there are a few other ways to do it. You can find people in your address book, add them by snap code, which is kind of like a QR code, or you can go to the latest feature, which is add nearby. So using your location, it will pick up Snapchatters that are close by to you, and you can add them directly through the app. And another trick is to use your other social platforms like Instagram to promote your Snapchat username so people can find you easily. And the second part of that question was, how can you tell if you're blocked? You can tell if you're blocked if you can't find the person in search, or if you attempt to send them a message and it doesn't go through. Last question, is there an unspoken age limit? Yes, 13, which is generally the same for all social networks. Does it have video? Yes, it does. And can I send nudes? Please don't. Thank you. Comment below and tell me who your favorite users are to follow on Snapchat. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button below, share this with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe because I post new video marketing and social media tutorials every single Tuesday. If you have a request for a video, leave it in the comments section below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.